Okay, guys, today I wanted to give you a quick peek into the marketing and advertising strategy for running my heating and air conditioning company. I think this strategy is really goes for any service company like plumbing, windows, roofing, gutters, and other services. And I get this question a lot on my videos like how do you drum up business for, my new starting company? And there's really no right answer to that, but I can share with you what's worked for me. And let me tell you a few things here. Number one, none of this works if you can't be consistently thoughtful, caring, sweet, nice, attentive, and other similar traits of a good parent. Your company will become your baby, and you have to be willing to nurture it as if the whole operation is one connected network. If you can't manage that, you'll find yourself miserable, resentful, jealous, bitter, angry, forgetful, dismissive, stingy, rushed, and other similar traits of a parent who lost their child to the state due to negligence. Number two, none of this works if you don't have your finances together. If you don't have someone that you absolutely trust with your life working on your books, then don't even think about going into business for yourself because you'll be done in 2 years. That can't be you either. It's the entire other half of the business that you need another person to focus on for you. You will drive yourself into the ground if you try to maintain the company's operations and the financial side of your company. Number three, you have to be in control of your advertising and brand. You can't give this responsibility to anyone else because nobody has a feel for how your business is doing better than you. You can hire someone to help you and you can delegate certain tasks to that person, but no one should ever take the reins when it comes to the final decisions regarding your advertising and your branding. Number four, I never make big decisions without thinking about it for 24 hours or more. That lets me sleep on it and come back the next day and make that decision. And that has made me more resolute in my decisions almost every time. So after a couple years in business, I ran into a guy who specializes in advertising. He knows all the right contacts and has had relationships with those people for decades. So he suggested some of these routes and it's helped me big time. My first recommendation is to pay someone who knows the business, like my man Gary, and meet with each other at least once a month to collaborate. But again, I make the final decisions. We spend about 5% of our previous year's budget on advertising. I would like to spend more, but my finance department thinks otherwise. And it's a great balance to have that conservative type of mindset on your side too, especially with me because I'm so gung ho and quick to make decisions. Now to the details that you're probably here for. We break down our ad spend into three categories: paid ads and marketing, website and social media, and miscellaneous. In paid ads and marketing, we spend the most money on radio and TV commercials. Radio includes some iHeartRadio and local radio station whose demographic is 30 to 65 years old and older. There's really no need at this time to spend money on rap stations and today's pop hits. Retro music like 80s and 90s hits, country music, classic rock, and religious stations are great avenues to try. Some will be more expensive than others, so I sprinkle my message over a few stations instead of targeting one really hard. And I tend to pay the extra money for my commercials to run during the morning commute and the drive home. I also have developed a good relationship with one of those DJs who endorses Fox Family by sharing her message about us to her afternoon listeners a couple of times every day. And I like that because listeners know her and they trust her. It can really get out of hand with some radio personalities. There's this one lady on a local AM radio station who has a great voice and a really good following because she's been doing it for years, decades really. More people in our demographic listen to this AM station than most other stations, including the FM radio stations. But my point is that she's paid to endorse so many companies that it's hard to trust if she's really genuine. She makes a pretty penny every month by doing it, so it's in her best interest to represent as many companies as possible. I just feel like a person who doesn't endorse so many companies will be listened to better than that talk show host who seems to blab on and on for the right price. TV commercials are my second highest spend on our advertising budget. I target the most watched morning news show, which happens to be the local NBC affiliate. There are about 5 other HVAC companies who advertise with them too, so at first that made me feel like, wow, it seems like there's an HVAC commercial every time they go to break. How will my small business message stand out from the other big companies? Gary told me that it's good to be among them. It makes us visible and puts us among the leaders in our area. And after a while now, I believe it. The other route we take is a random sprinkling of our message on the cable channels like Lifetime, ID, CNBC, True TV, and other channels like that. One time I saw our commercial play right after the end of golf's US Open. You have to make yourself different, and you can't just go on telling everyone how great your company is and why they should use your company. Instead, spend that 30 or 60 seconds informing your customer on how to take care of their AC so that it can last as long as possible. Help them, don't sell them. The revenue will come after you've developed a relationship with them and treated them fairly rather than shove discounts down their throats and sell them new systems. Website and social media is the other avenue I use. Every SEO manager will say that you have to have metrics on what's working and what's not. Some say you need different phone numbers to let you know that call came from a particular campaign that they're working on for you. I personally haven't gone for that. That's mainly because I'm practical enough to recognize that for decades, companies would list their ad in what was called the yellow pages. There were no metrics for that. If you want to know how someone found your company, just ask them directly. We ask every new customer who calls us how they found us, and they have no problem telling us. So SEO, while it may work for some companies, is just not for me. To me, people who want to try and get you business with paid ads on Google and Bing are selling fluff. They need money and will tell you anything you want to hear to put food on their own table. I've written so many blogs and made so many videos for free that I rank for HVAC search terms that companies pay thousands of dollars for. Another big expense for me is on the company who runs my website. It's been challenging trying to find the right company too. Here's another profession where it seems that there's more website developers that it's hard to tell who's really legitimate. They say that they can get you on the first page of Google to drum up business for your company. There are more of these one-man SEO shows in this industry than there are HVAC companies in our area. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry thinks that they can get you more business. It's a lot of trial and error to find the right one, so this form of advertising can be quite the adventure. My first web developer used to be the marketing director for the biggest company in town. While she used a WordPress template to create a pretty nice website for us, her grammar and spelling weren't as good as I had hoped for, so I would see the mistake or the typo on the site and just bring it to her attention. One day, she got really defensive and just kind of flared up. I wasn't trying to be a jerk or anything, but I said that if she could get the grammar right, then we wouldn't be having the conversation. And she literally just quit right on the spot. The next person I used, which normally people wouldn't recommend, was a family member. But she did a great job. She maintained the website and would show me metrics every month on how the site was performing and how much traffic we were getting. She didn't charge me a lot either, which was in my best interest. Eventually, she got to a point in her life where she and her husband wanted to start traveling around in the States with their new van. So that was the end of that. I tried a couple other companies, which just didn't work out for one reason or another. Certainly a longer explanation than we have time here for. So we settled on a company that we use now, which I'm still not sure is the right one. But I don't know enough about website development and how to get seen without paying Google and Facebook thousands of dollars, which I absolutely won't do because other avenues are so much easier, genuine, and less expensive. Next is the intangibles. So every now and then, my web developer will ask me if they can spend some money on speeding up my website or updating some aspect of the website. Things like Cloudways, a hosting software, HostGator, Elegant Themes, Elementor, GoDaddy, a thing called Neighborhood Scout that we tried for a month, Paddle.net, and WebPro. They're never expensive and they make up the rest of the website and social media ad spend. With content creation for blogging and creating videos comes subscriptions for editing software like Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and Canva.com. Written content. Something that I've always loved doing since before I even got my contractor's license for this company is publishing content about HVAC. You can pay people to write articles and have them post on your website blog, but again, no one knows HVAC like you do. No one is as passionate about your company as you are. No one knows your branding idea like you do. So why would you let anybody else put that garbage out on the internet just willy-nilly? Sounds scary to me. If you've ever paid someone on like Fiverr or something like that as a quick solution to pumping out content for your site, you might know what I'm talking about. These people have the right intentions, but they have no clue how a gas valve works or why control boards fail. Blogging is free and only takes an hour or so to write up. I love writing about HVAC, so it works for me. I enjoy making content. It started out lame, but I've gotten better at it every year. It started out with me performing service calls and installing equipment, but since I don't really work out in the field anymore, I tend to blog and make videos on answering common questions that customers, technicians, and business owners have. These videos take several hours to produce. Writing the blog, filming, editing, throwing some creative images into the graphics into the video, saving it, uploading it to YouTube, and optimizing the video can take 8 to 10 hours a week. But YouTube has been another great avenue to get my message out there. Next, word of mouth. You really can't beat word of mouth. When someone you have worked for recommends your company, it's priceless. One compliment about your company can go so far. You can't buy advertisement like that. But the only thing about it is that it takes time to develop that reputation. So although it's free, you have to nurture that form of advertising. Finally is the miscellaneous category. Spending money on production items like cameras, microphones, lights, and curtains takes money out of your marketing budget too. So Amazon, FedEx, Kinko's, Grammarly, Harbor Freight, Home Depot, Jarvis AI, and a photographer for your photos, they all fit into that miscellaneous category. My neighbor comes around each year to sponsor his son's baseball team. A guy I play hockey with recommended one of his students who drives one of those little midget race cars, so I sponsor him as well. You need stickers to put on equipment and t-shirt logos made up as well. And something like if an artist designs like a nice booklet for your customers to read while you're performing your service. All of these miscellaneous items add up to about 5% of our total ad spend every year. Okay, so I've tried Yelp, HomeAdvisor, Angie's List, the Neighborhood app, Nextdoor, and other lead generation sites. And I'll tell you, they did get me some business. My very first service call for my business was one that I got from a lead generation site. But they got really expensive after a while. And while they targeted my exact customers looking for HVAC repair, the games that you have to play to hook up with that customer just got to be way too frustrating for me. And as these lead generation companies grow, they come up with more clever ways to make themselves more money and with you as their afterthought. I'll do another video on what didn't work for me when it came to advertising, but today I wanted to share what is working for me now that I've been in business for 6 years. If this is your first time watching our channel, please click subscribe down here on the bottom right. And if you click that bell next to it, you'll be notified of all of our videos as they come out. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.
You're watching Fox Family Heating and Air. Don't forget to subscribe. And check out more of our videos by clicking on the right side of the screen.